Some old dude takes a dump in the communal toilet. A couple people yell out, "Man, courtesy flush." The old man is in jail, and so am I. My mom doesn't know I'm here. She's 2,500 miles away. My bail was just set at $2,500. Irony is very cool. It's not the first time I've been arrested. My mom does know about the first time, but not because I told her. I don't know why I have such a hard time sharing things with her, but I do. My mother is an unbelievable person, truest essence of the word. Sometimes I can't believe the things she says and does. She's the most eccentric person I've ever met, and she flip-flops between speaking exactly what's on her mind and respectfully not saying a word, which pisses me off because most of the time I know what she's thinking. She has no poker face. When she feels a particular way about a particular issue, there's no two ways about it. She's so passionate about her passions. Photography, fashion, dance, music, film, talking about the 80s punk scene. She is so supportive of my career as an actor. She's the absolute best, which is why she can be the absolute worst. If I'm already feeling guilty about something, she can drive the point home at 90 miles an hour. In some ways, that's why I barely ever told her about stuff in my life. That's not true. I told her the good stuff, exciting first moments of being attracted to girls, getting a role in the school play, and getting a great score on my SATs. Bad stuff, more often than not, was edited out of the conversation, how I slept with a girl on my parents' bed. When I kicked down a stall in a school bathroom just because I could. Or the countless times I got stoned and drove around for hours. She found out about my first arrest on a phone call with a friend while I was in the car with her. We're reversing out of the driveway and she stops in the middle of her reverse, puts the car in park, and says, "What?" "What?" She hangs up and then I say, "I'm sorry." She says, "Oh my God." Puts the car in drive, drives back up into the driveway, and we get out of the car and walk up to the house. She forces me to tell my dad. My mom says there's a news video of it. She must have found out from her friend. They sit down at the laptop and watch the video. I sit at the other end of the table, bowing my head, not believing how stupid I was when I did what I did. The news anchor says, "Well, here's a question. Why would someone throw a cinder block off a hotel roof?" Tonight, Salem police are looking for those answers. My dad says, "Oh God, oh Jesus, Miles." My mom doesn't say anything. She doesn't talk to me. Sorry, I lost my place. This is the strange part. Normally, when I've gotten in trouble in the past, there's the initial, "I can't believe you could do this. After everything we've done for you and this is how you act. I'm very disappointed in you. I'm shocked." And then there's the consequences talk. Then there's the sentencing of the punishment. Then it pretty much all fades into silence, as in nobody talks to me. This time, that's all that happens. Just the silent treatment. She doesn't even look at me. For 2 days, she doesn't say a word to me. Aside from, "Miles, we're going for a walk," or "Time for dinner," I don't really hear anything. Her exterior life goes on as pleasantly as ever, but I know she's got a boatload of inner conflict. She feels as if she has to keep up this front when I'm around. I know she feels bad. Me feeling like she doesn't care is somehow way worse than hearing all about how what I had done was wrong and how badly I fucked up. It is awful. I wanted her to be angrier, but that's not her. Whenever I get in trouble, she always tells me she wishes I would talk more about my life. "Charlie told me everything," she says. I'm not Charlie, and I don't want to be Charlie. And while I wish she wouldn't compare me to my older brother, I sometimes think I could really take a page out of his book. I think I keep stuff from her because I don't want her to worry. I figure I can handle it on my own, and it would just make everything worse if she knew about it. I don't know if I was ever going to tell them about the cinder block if they hadn't found out. I think I secretly wished they would find out. Somehow it seemed that it would be way less traumatizing for me if that information got to them some other way. I wouldn't have to watch my mom's face change as I transitioned from, yeah, it was a good night, but there's actually something I have to tell you. And even then, she would have heard me talk about the decision I had to make that night. My girlfriend and I are running from the cops, and we had just turned a corner. I'm panting real hard. I realize she's not with me. I peer around the corner and see her sitting on a bench with 3 policemen around her. I make a split-second decision. Should I just keep going and completely forget her and move on with my life? Or do I go back to her and claim responsibility for my actions? I almost got away with it. I feel like my mom would have been proud of me if I told her. But it's hard to say, aren't you proud of me, when the result is me getting arrested. The day she found out was actually a couple days after the arrest. The night of the arrest, I just went home, said goodnight to her, and went to bed. The next morning, I went to the courthouse for my hearing. I told my mom I was going to work. She knows nothing. She can't know. I have to keep up my appearance. Maybe I just want to preserve this sacred image for her, her perfect angel staying golden forever. She never asked me to be the perfect angel, but the less I told her, the more I convinced myself that that was what she wanted. The fact that I stopped being the baby at the age of 12 made it a lot easier for me to keep up this facade. My little brother Jack was born. From then on, I was the middle child. I'm not using the middle child excuse, but I'm not discrediting it either. It certainly was easier for me to keep up the charade when she was up to her elbows in baby poop. Her having to raise another child was a bit of a gateway for me, and when she would ask if everything was okay with me, I left some details out. I didn't feel like certain things in my life were a big deal, so I didn't think I needed to share them. But it's not that they didn't matter, it's that I didn't want to risk hurting her feelings. I think she's aware of exactly who I am. That sounds so ominous. She can tell when she looks in my eyes that I'm not the perfect little angel. She can tell I'm just like her. And I can tell when I look in her eyes that she knows that. So, the second time I was arrested, when she got the call from my friend's mom that I was in jail with 2 other friends in Flagstaff, Arizona, she wasn't surprised. She wasn't happy, and she sure was disappointed, but she wasn't surprised. She had grown to expect it. All those mornings when she got the A-OK from me, only to find out later that that wasn't the case, must have done something to her expectations. I'm glad I'm not a perfect angel, and I hope she is too.